Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters in Deen. Welcome back to another video from Islam God Answers. So, I know what you guys are thinking. You haven't put out content in months. So, what the hell's going on with that? Well, to answer your question, part of the reason why this channel hasn't been getting content is because of school, and another part is because there's not really quality content to, you know, respond to nowadays. The brothers like Dean Responds, Orthodox Muslim, and all these beautiful brothers, may Allah reward them, are kind of doing it for me. So if you want to see my take on some of, the positions they're responding to, then you can request that. And, did I just click? Okay, I thought I clicked something. I thought I ended the recording. Anyways, if you would like to see me rebut something that you want rebutted, then by all means you can ask and I'll provide that for you, inshallah. Now here's before we get into the topic of the video, I'd like to wish all of you an Eid Mubarak. I hope that you had an incredible Eid and that Allah accepted all of your ibadah you've done for His sake. I mean, now in April I witnessed a debate between Central Dawah and a particular person, I don't know his name, on whether the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is present in the Bible. Now, this is a topic that piques my interest. I discuss it a lot with Christians. I've had presentations on it. I've talked about it quite extensively with another brother of mine, Fawad from Das Connect to Islam. Subscribe to Das Connect, by the way. And it's a debate that I cannot help witnessing, and I'm going to review certain parts of it right now with you guys. So, Central presented two arguments or two prophecies: Daniel 2 and Psalm 74. Now let's go through Psalm 74 here. I'm just going to go ahead and full screen it. And now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through the entire chapter, but I'm just going to go through the important stuff. Oh God, why do you cast us off forever? Why does your anger smoke against the sheep of your pasture? Okay. Remember your congregation which you've purchased of old, and you redeemed to be the tribe of your heritage. Remember Mount Zion where you have dwelt. Direct your steps to the perpetual ruins. The enemy has destroyed everything in the sanctuary. Your foes have roared in the midst of your meeting place. And then let's go to verse 7 here. They set your sanctuary on fire and profaned the dwelling place of your name, bringing it down to the ground. Okay. Then verse 8, they said to themselves, we will utterly subdue them, and they burned all the meeting places of God in the land. We do not see our signs, and there is no longer any prophet, and none of us, okay, knows how long. Stop here. What is happening in this psalm is that the psalmist is describing a future era where the Israelites would be in exile. The sanctuaries would be renowned by its enemies. Then it's describing that there will be no prophets active during that time, and they will not know how long the punishment is. Is this true for the Babylonian exile? Okay. No. Okay. So again, this has only happened to Israel twice in large scale: Babylonian exile and Roman exile. Is this true of the Babylonian? No. Prophets were active: Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, and they knew it would be a 70-year exile. Is this true for the Roman exile? Yes. Now let's take a look at verse 11. Take your hand from the fold of your garment and destroy them. So God is praying for the psalmist is praying for the ending of this exile. And who ended this exile? None other than the Muslims. Now, this is the argument from Psalm 74. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play the first clip of this debate that I want to go ahead and review, and then we'll go ahead and answer it, inshallah.
Oh, well, I mean, to start, right, what even makes you think that Psalm 74 is a prophecy?
That's a really good question, guys. I mean, what does make us think Psalm 74 is a prophecy? Let's put our thinking caps on. Hold on, guys. Da-na-na-na, da-na. Oh, I know! It's because it's talking about a future event. Let's break this down. according to Jewish and Christian tradition, the psalmist was written at the time of David. Okay, alayhi salam. Now, was any of this stuff happening at the time of David? No. Okay, Israel was doing very well. They didn't even have a temple up. So this could not have happened during the time of David. This could not have been describing an era of David's lifetime. No way. Therefore, it has to be talking about some future event. It's really not that hard, guys. It's not that hard, guys. I mean, really. It's just a very, very simple breakdown of the psalm will tell you that. It's the same thing with Psalms 22. Okay? But that one actually is talking about David. That one actually is talking about David. So there's a worst case for Psalm 72 being a prophecy about Jesus, and there's a better case for Psalm 74 being a prophecy about Islam. So that's interesting. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and play the second clip, which is the final clip, and then we can go ahead and answer that, inshallah.
Your criteria, the psalm is a prophecy.
A Hebrew wording here is used specifically in prophecies. For example, it's a perfect prophetic tenses are used. Those sorts of things.
What are you using?
Do you know what a perfect prophetic tense is?
Go ahead, tell me.
That's when they use the past tense in the sense that they're so sure that this prophecy or this thing is going to be fulfilled. They use the past tense as if it's already happened.
Yeah, so this is the next point. Now, what is prophetic perfect tense? Is it actually a thing? Is he lying? Well, to be fair, he's not lying. Prophetic perfect tense does exist, but he's misapplying it. So what's prophetic perfect tense? Many theologians, Christian and Jewish alike, have explained that certain books of prophecies use the past tense to indicate that either this will always be said in past, even in the future, or it is so sure that it is going to happen that it is said in the past tense as if it has already happened. Now, this is common throughout the Tanakh, but here's the problem, and here's the misapplication. The misapplication is you don't use it as the end-all, be-all for prophecy. It's really that simple. If you did, then prophecies like Isaiah 7, Isaiah 9, Genesis 3:15, Zechariah 12:10, and the last couple of verses of Isaiah 53 are all eliminated as prophecies. Okay? So, with Psalm 74, let's go ahead and take a look at Psalm 74 here. We're going to go ahead and pull up Psalm 74. It should be on your screens right now. Now, Psalm 74 does, in fact, employ prophetic tense. And I'll show you, again, with verse 7. They destroyed, okay? They profaned. All of these things is in the past tense. These are past tense things that the psalm is using. So even under his criteria, Psalm 74 would indeed be prophetic. Now, again, just for all of the people that are listening, prophetic perfect tense is real and it does exist and you can use it. But make sure that when you're assessing prophecies like these, you don't just use prophetic perfect tense. You use the context, you use the understanding of the verses, and the context of the book that it's in. Prophetic books like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Joel, etc. are filled with these types of prophecies that don't necessarily have to convey prophetic tense. But other prophecies like prophecies from the Psalms or things like Deuteronomy should be treated with a little bit closer scrutiny to determine if this actually is prophetic. And that has to do with the context and the interpretation that you gather. Now, again, Psalm 74 does apply and use prophetic tense in its literature. So we're safe on that regard as well. Even with prophetic tense, Psalm 74 would still be prophetic. So remember, when it comes to prophetic perfect tense, use and scrutinize it very, very carefully when you're assessing certain prophecies, okay? And with that out of the way, I hope that you found this video resourceful, that you found it useful in your journey. If you're researching this topic, that's incredible. Again, I'll leave my email there. My email's in the about section. You can contact me, and we can even go through this prophecy or any other prophecy, verse by verse, if you want. All right. Yalla. Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'll see you in the next installment of Islam God Answers. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.